Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a good day. So if you guys have been following me for a while, then you already know that my channel is mostly centered around reality TV shows. I review TV show episodes, I cover Big Brother all summer normally. Excuse me. And sometimes I'll do videos for shows like Game of Thrones and Outlander, etc. So my channel is mostly TV related. I do also put in some mom vlogs here and there. And then every once in a while I'll do a sit down video where I talk about something that's really important to me or I'm passionate about. Which, you know, like my previous video, which was about white privilege and Micah Stauffer. Today's video is kind of a combination. It's kind of as if reality TV show and the topic of race kind of came together and made a baby, because some reality TV show or some reality TV cast members of these shows that I watch are under fire. In particular, I'm going to be talking about Dee from The Challenge and Stassi Schroeder and Kristen Doute from Vanderpump Rules. Both shows I watch. And these three cast members are under fire big time. And I don't know if you guys could tell from my previous video, but race and white privilege and things like that is something that I am passionate about. I'm constantly trying to educate myself, trying to better myself, doing research, reading, listening, watching, whatever I can to better myself. Because white people, that is our burden to, well, I don't want to say burden, but that is our responsibility. We can't rely on people of color to educate us. We need to do it ourselves. I am going to be doing a video talking about that and kind of listing out all of the things that I've been reading and watching to hopefully better educate myself, because that is something that we should constantly be doing. It is not something that should be done while it's trending. It is something that should be we be doing constantly throughout our lives. In general, that's just how it should be. But especially with things like white privilege and race, we should always be better educated, always be working on ourselves. So I will be doing a video talking about that, but all of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about today just happened in like the last 24 hours, so I wanted to get a video out on it. So I will start with Dee, because we all know I don't like Dee and I can't stand her. So on The Challenge, Dee has become sort of an off-brand villain. When I say off-brand, I mean like Kroger. She's not a name brand villain like Johnny Bananas, who is well established as a sort of villain. I know to some he's not a villain, but I think he's kind of problematic, okay? Let's just say even Jordan, he is a name brand villain. Like, people don't like Jordan. He has established himself as a villain. I think Dee is kind of a wannabe villain, and that's what's so annoying about her to me, is it seems like she tries really hard. But obviously, I guess not. Now that I'm saying that out loud, because I guess she isn't trying real hard. I guess this might be who she really is, because of the things that have come out about her, that she has put out, and then things that have also come out. So a couple days ago, Dee kind of went on a Twitter rampage. I don't know what her deal was, but she went off on Twitter. I don't have all of the tweets, but I'll give you the gist of it. A lot of it included Black Lives Matter, and one of the tweets was, how could you say I don't care about Black Lives Matter? I've been saying that since since I lost my virginity. Another one, because someone had confronted her about that. Another one was, he responded with, people die every fucking day. You don't know me or what I do. I suggest you wake the fuck up and get off social media. So that's been her energy the last couple of days. I want to say about a week. It's been her energy. She's been very combative, whatever. Well, MTV released a statement yesterday. They said, as a result of Dee's offensive comments on the Black Lives Matter movement, we have severed ties with her. Out of respect for our challengers, we will air our season as planned. We strongly condemn systematic racism and stand with those raising their voices against injustice. Now, when I initially read that, I was stoked, because I don't like Dee. I have made it very clear very out there and open. I don't like Dee. I'm not a fan of her character on the show. Now, I like to try to give people the benefit of the doubt. You guys, I don't know what is going on with my hair. I like to try to give people the benefit of the doubt and hope that they aren't the same people that they are on the show, off the show. I always got the vibe from Dee that she was, but I don't know. I don't know her in person. I don't know her personally, so I can't really speak on that. But with the things that she has tweeted, I can't help but think that she is definitely not very nice in person. Swaggy C, you guys know Swaggy C, he is also on this season. He also kind of went off on Dee. Let me pull up his Twitter so I can read straight from his Twitter the things that he said. He definitely went in on her. I guess at one point why is my internet trash? I guess at one point she like brought up Bailey. Of course my internet is being awful. You guys, what the hell? I don't understand. Okay, there we go. It's like every time I want to show people something. I guess that's why I should start screenshotting shit, huh? Okay, so let me pull up. Okay, so at one point she brought him up, or she brought Bailey up, I'm sorry. So Swaggy tweeted, alright Dee just said something about Bailey. I'm about to air her whole shit out. Give me a second. Okay, I'll give you a second because I'm here for the tea. He tweets out, Dee acts like a villain on social media, then calls every cast member crying her eyes out every day, saying she's struggling and the fans hate her and she has to play that part of a bitch. Fakest person on the cast by far, does everything for clout, a thread. Dee gonna text me, hey, make sure you tell Bailey to keep me blocked and you still talk bad about me. I'm thinking of storylines for season 36. Everything is not for fucking clout and drama, the fuck clown. I'm about to air her whole shit out using Black Lives Matter for clout, which she was doing. She was tweeting about it. I'll look to see if she still has the tweets up, and if she does, or if I can find the tweets so that you guys can read them. He goes on to say, Dee always want to call people to solidify a storyline for the next season while snorting coke on the phone like it's no big deal. You have a problem. You're a clout chaser. You love attention, period. Talking about she's doing charity. You got stuck in KC because of COVID and couldn't travel back to Australia. Didn't do one act of charity until Wes thought of a show. You was in KC for 2 months and didn't do one act of kindness until a camera was in your face. Your family doesn't even know you're on reality TV. You tell them you're a marketer overseas and the Wi-Fi sucks, so you don't have service for 2 months while you go film and live like Hannah Montana double life. Like, what? No way. Gonna talk a bunch of shit about me to spoiler pages. I pressed her and Wes on it. She calls me apologizing, saying it's a direct reflection of herself and she's so sorry and she has to play the part of a bitch to get back on TV, but she doesn't mean it. Clout clown. I love that. I'm gonna start using that. And I think she just said something about not getting a call back. Are you that coked out that you think MTV ain't hit us for 36? So basically you think that they haven't called me for 36, like, or for season 36? And then he's like, are you crazy? Difference is we have a life outside of TV. Your life revolves around it, and without it, you're regular. And then he's like, I made $200,000 last month, $2 million for the year. My wife and I are doing just fine with or without TV. You forget my day job, the stock market. You create all this drama for that TV stipend. What the fuck is $30,000 to me? I make that shit in 5 days. I need to get in on the stock market. Like, hello, I am not in the right business. I need to get in on that stock market shit because 30,000 in 5 days? Hit me up. I'm a chill now, but next time don't piss me off. Don't talk about my wife, and don't you dare use Black Lives Matter for clout. People die every day. Been Black Lives Matter since I lost my virginity. He said that in quotes. If you're a Dee supporter, you're a clown. She's a culture appropriator, peace Twitter. So he went in on her ass. He really did. And it's crazy. So he went in on her a couple days ago. MTV released their statement that they've cut ties with her yesterday. I want to say, let me see if he said anything. Okay, yeah, so he has said something in regards to that. He said, "Don't blame me. I was just standing up for my race, my movement, and my wife. Never was it my intention to get her off of TV. Was just tired of her bullshit and wasn't tolerating it anymore, so I wanted to check her. I'm sorry, but the after effect is not my issue. Peace." And it's not. I don't think anybody should be giving him shit for it. This is on D. Don't give Swaggy C any shit for having defended his wife, Black Lives Matter. Don't, like, he deserves no shit for it. This is D. She's the one that put the tweets out there. She's the one that's defensive as hell. She was the one that's acting crazy. So let me show you guys what Wes said. And you guys know Wes. He's like her mentor on the challenge. So he said yesterday, I'm sure after, yeah, it has to be after MTV released their statement. He said, "I just got back from work an hour ago. In that hour, I've learned a lot of things. As a leader, I have to make a rough, nuanced, and swift decisions. The decision is to ask her to leave my home and city effective immediately." So D was living with Wes. And that probably made things quite awkward. So, and then he released like an official statement. He said, and it's a long one, so bear with me. He said, "I stand in support of the Black Lives Matter movement as evidenced not only by everything I stand for, but everyone I stand with. What Dee did was absurd, insensitive, and wrong, but most of all, it was ignorant. Dee was basically my daughter." Okay, Wes, a little dramatic. "I made the decision to ask her to leave in less than an hour. This public decision is what the world needed and deserved, but it doesn't stop my grieving. I then proceeded down a 24-hour road of finding a place for her to go. Her mental health by this time had deteriorated to a level where being in a hotel alone would have been the most dangerous option of all. An international flight out of Missouri in the early evening of a pandemic is non-existent, and none of the above keep her safe, heal, or educated her. I required a third-party counseling to ensure I was making the safest and most legal move. It required speaking to a doctor, a hotline, a CEO, and a lawyer." So it sounds like he was basically just doing everything that he could to find her a place to live, whatever. Throughout this time, we were able to sit with her and educate her on mistakes. Systematic racism cannot be explained in a night, but I tried and made as much progress as could be expected in this short window. This growth will be continued where she has been transplanted. Yesterday, we successfully landed her in what I'm going to refer to as a mental health lodge. We have sourced daily psychotherapy sessions in an effort to essentially build her an outpatient care program for when she eventually leaves. Where she'll go is unknown at the second and not the current priority, but my best guess is Australia. I could not have done more faster. Now that I can breathe, please give me time and privacy. So basically what he said is, like, holy shit. I kicked her out of my house. I found her a place to go. She's good for now, okay? And now give me some privacy. So that's basically what he said. And Dee also released a little statement. Let me pull that up. And I'm reading all of this straight from their Twitters. So Dee says, "The last 24 hours has made me realize what is important, that is forgiveness. I would like to offer my sincerest apology to my colleagues to whom I have hurt directly and indirectly due to my insensitive remarks. Let me be clear, I'm a POC, a person of color, that cares about Black Lives Matter. I believe in this movement and I'm stepping away from social media to focus on my well-being and mental health. This is not a goodbye, it's a I will see you again. To my fans," I didn't realize she had a lot of fans. Whatever. Thank you for believing in me and your support. It helps. I see every single one of you and I remember your stories. Stay strong." And then she says, "Hi Twitter fam, I will be taking time off to recoup and rehabilitate my mental health. Please respect my privacy." So all in all, we find out that she's on coke, that her support for Black Lives Matter is definitely questionable because she was making a joke out of it the entire time. Her mental health is obviously, according to Wes, in a state of concern or whatever. And so now she's, according to Wes, also in a mental health lodge. Do I think that that was the right move? I don't know, because I think that people need to be held accountable. And when people were trying to confront her about her tweets, she got really defensive and argumentative. So I'm not too sure if she initially even felt sorry. What it feels like to me after having seen her other responses to other people, that I'm going to try to pull up. I really should have screenshotted all of this stuff like as it was happening, but I honestly didn't think about it. But I'll try to find it all. But it just didn't come off as genuine until MTV severed ties with her, like, publicly and officially. Then she kind of was like, oh shit, now I gotta say something, now I gotta apologize. That's what it felt like to me. And we've seen this before with people like Erin Grease, or Erin Williams, as she is now known on her very successful YouTube. They apologize, but they don't. So, like Erin, she apologized on the episode that she got evicted on, but her actions since then have proven that she is still questionable, in my opinion. She's very suspect as far as racist goes, in my opinion. She's been extremely silent this whole time, but this video isn't about Erin. It's just, we saw with her, she got severed from her job, from her modeling contract. So stuff like this has happened in the past. And then, so it just doesn't come off as genuine until people who are official, like CBS did with Erin, or MTV just did with Dee. It doesn't feel like they're genuinely sorry until they get confronted by these larger networks. Like Erin wasn't going to go and apologize to Candace and Howard on her own. She only did because CBS confronted her about it, right? Dee didn't apologize for the things that she said until MTV severed ties with her, and she probably was told by her management, dude, you got to apologize. Like, what are you doing? Now, the next two I want to talk about before my memory gets full is Stassi Schroeder and Kristen Doute. They also recently got revealed with past action. So there is a woman named Faith. She was also on the challenge briefly. I think she was on 1 season or 2. I don't really know. I think it was 2. But she was also on a show called Vanderpump Rules, which Stassi and Kristen are regular cast members on. Like, they have their own little intro and everything. And it was revealed by Faith, I think last week, that in the past, so a couple seasons ago, Stassi and Kristen both were definitely a bit racist to Faith. Faith was was basically saying that Stassi and Kristen called the cops on Faith for a crime that she had nothing to do with. Like, there was no reason why they would have ever called the cops on Faith. And she included that amongst a bunch of other microaggressions that the cast members were putting towards her. But it was the Stassi and Kristen calling the cops on her situation that made it big. And Stassi actually, she released her own little statement. Let me pull that up. So she put on her Instagram, it says, racially insensitive comments from my past have resurfaced. It is important that I continue to take accountability for what I have said and done while pushing myself to do better. I have grown significantly from the person I was then, and I am still filled with remorse and regret for the hurt I caused. I am grateful for the people in my life that continue to check me and push me to evolve into a more educated person. I also want to address my former castmate, Faith Stowers. My emotions over something that happened between our friends outweighed my logic, and there's no excuse for that. I did not recognize that the serious ramifications that could have transpired because of my actions. What I did to Faith was wrong. I apologize, and I do not expect forgiveness. I am also sorry to anyone else that feels disappointed in me. I am going to continue to look closer at myself and my actions, to take time to listen, to learn, and to take accountability for my own privilege. Let me see if Kristen released any statement, because I don't follow her at all. Let me see. Ah, she did. Okay, so she says, I have been so Kristen says, I have been taking time to really process what I've been seeing, feeling, and learning, and I need to address something specifically that happened a few years ago with my former castmate Faith. Although my actions were not racially driven, I am now completely aware of how my privilege blinded me from the reality of law enforcement's treatment of the Black community and how dangerous my actions could have been to her. It was never my intention to add to the injustice and imbalance. I am ashamed, embarrassed, and incredibly sorry. I will do better. I have to do better. So that's their statement. Well, Bravo released today, Vanderpump Rules fires Stassi Schroeder and Kristen Doute for racist actions. So they will no longer be coming back to Vanderpump Rules, which is crazy because they are Vanderpump Rules basically. Like Stassi and Kristen have been there since season 1. They've helped create the show. Like, it's kind of a big deal. Stassi was actually my favorite cast member, so I'm very disappointed in this whole situation in Stassi. What I want to say about all of this that's going on, I kind of have to say it because I have like 7 more minutes of my memory. I believe people can change. I do. I think that with age, people change for sure. I am not at all the same person that I was even 5 years ago. Even before Amelia, I was a totally different person than I am now. Like, totally different. I was so defensive, so argumentative. I thought I knew everything. Even just 3 years ago, but right before I got pregnant, I was so different than I am now. So I know people can change because I've seen it myself. I'm a different person than I was in the past. And I'm continuing to better myself, to grow, to educate myself, to self-reflect, to erase past trauma, to prevent myself from making further mistakes, things like that. I'm a work in progress myself. So I have no doubt that there are other people out in the world who are just the same, who are not the same person that they were years ago. Do I think that this is the case for Stassi and Kristen? I don't know, because I don't know them personally. I know what they put out on the show. I know that Kristen is pretty much the same that she's been on the show since season 1. That's basically what it's been. She has not changed from what she's shown on the show. She has not changed since season 1. And they're, I think, season 7 or 8 or something like that. I think they just finished 8. I can't remember. Whatever. It's been hella seasons. So Homegirl should have changed. She should have done changed. But she hasn't. She's still very problematic on the show. So do I think that she has changed from maybe this incident? No, I don't. I don't think that she has. So I think that her apology might be a little lacking. Stassi, she is my favorite on the show, but I'm not gonna let that, what's the word, block me from seeing that. I don't know if she's changed. She seems to have changed on the show, but then there are times where she's just as problematic as she was season 1. So from what she's shown on the show, it's kind of up in the air for me. Will I be supporting either of them anymore? Probably not, to be honest. Which really sucks because I really did like Stassi, but I don't know. It's going to take some time for me to see some change from them. I don't follow Kristen in general, so I don't know about her. Dee, she is a whole mess herself. Like, I have never supported her. I've never liked her. So this is no big thing for me. She's obviously, I mean, according to Swaggy, she's on coke. So she obviously needs to do a lot of self-reflecting. She really needs to work on herself. And I really do hope that she is finding that. Do I think that it's fair for these people to be getting fired from their jobs for things that they have said? Sure. Yeah, I do. I think that if you have changed from the person that you were years ago, then we would have already seen that change. You know what I'm saying? I'll go back to Erin because she clearly hasn't changed. Like, for an example of what I mean is, she claims to have changed from who she is. People like to say that she's changed, but she hasn't shown us that she's changed. What she's shown us is her YouTube videos that she edits heavily. Obviously, she's not going to show herself on her YouTube channel making racist remarks, like, hello. So if you're going to judge her based off of her edited videos on her YouTube, then you're kind of a moron. Like, if you're going to think that she's changed because of that, then you're not using your brain. What's proven to me that she has not changed is her dead silence during all of this situation going on with Micah Stauffer and with Black Lives Matter, the movement, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, all of these situations. She has not, I mean, she's given her half-assed responses, but it always ends there. And in her responses, she's always making it about herself. So in no way do I think Erin has changed. So like I said, I think that people can, but I don't think all do change from who they were in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope this is all coming out right. I think that Dee needs to get help in every aspect. Like, I really do genuinely hope that she gets help. I don't like the girl, but I hope that she gets help because no one needs to be like that. Do I think that Stassi and Kristen deserve to get fired? Yeah, because I think that they deserve to get some ramifications for their actions. They called the police on Faith for no reason. Why? Because she had sex with one of their cast members, who, by the way, has had sex with everybody. Like, no, there was no reason to be calling the cops on Faith. It was a petty, catty move that I definitely think could be seen as racially driven. So I think that them being expelled from the show is the right move, because there needs to be ramifications and consequences for people's actions. And I am happy that Bravo is doing that. I'm happy that MTV is doing it. I have seen in the past CBS do it, you know, with people like Erin, but then again, CBS, they also didn't do shit with Jackson last season, Jackson or Jack, who were both incredibly racist and problematic on their season. You guys hear Amelia? So anyways, that's my views on the situation, on everything going on with Dee, Stassi, and Kristen. I'm obviously being summoned. So I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought of the situation going on. Like I said in the beginning of my video, I will be posting a video talking about books, documentaries, just ways that I have tried to better myself as a white person. I hope you guys stick around to see it. I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Bye. Okay, I'm coming!